Kuzelewski. 29, Rayo Ruotsalainen. 33, Marty McCoy.
It's just everything combined. It's the fanfare.
Wayne Gretzky.
It's everyone in your hometown phoning and saying that they'll be watching. If anyone's a hockey fan anywhere in North America, or in the world for that matter, all eyes will be on you. They'll be watching you. Well, we really didn't know what to expect from the Flyers, because when you only play a team 3 times in the regular season, you don't have a very good indication of what they're all about. And it was a tight game right till the 3rd period. And I think they might have been a little tired from the Montreal series, or might have let their guard down somewhat. But what they got was a quick lesson on heavy Edmonton Oilers artillery. I mean, 3 goals in 9 minutes in the 3rd period, scored by Glenn Anderson, Gary Curry, and Paul Coffey.
This one is over. The Oilers win the opening game of the Stanley Cup Championship Series. Gretzky, a pass in front, Coffey, Curry scores! Yari Curry! The Oilers lead the series 2-0. They win the hockey game 3-2. A spectacular shot from Yari Curry on a good pass from Paul Coffey and Wayne Gretzky. And the Oilers mobbing Yari Curry.
We had never had a great deal of success in Philadelphia, so we knew to expect the worst. And that's pretty well what we got. You physically feel the force of the crowd in Philadelphia. They go for decibel level. They're cheering with a vengeance. When you're on the ice, you go, hey, I'm not only playing against the Philadelphia Flyers, I'm playing here against the fans. Kate Smith is an old-time singer who sang God Bless America as the Flyers anthem. And before she passed away a couple of years ago, her record with the Flyers was 56 wins, 9 losses, and 2 ties. And I'm sure of those 9 losses, none of them were in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm sure every time she sang in the playoffs, they won. She was the Flyers' good luck charm, back to haunt the opposition. Well, after the Kate Smith episode, we got out of the gate pretty well. I mean, we played as freewheeling a brand of hockey as we possibly could have. I mean, the Flyers, I think, forgot who they were playing, and we took a 3-0 lead. And then it was our fault. We got ahead of ourselves thinking, well, this is great. I mean, this is going to be fun. And the wheels fell off. And it ended 5-3. And not only that, but it's kind of letting the tiger out of its cage. Underestimating the Flyers the way we did for the latter part of Game 3 was probably the biggest mistake we could have ever made.
I mean, we were real upset last night and upset this morning, but we had a good team meeting, and now it's just a case of being real positive. I mean, and we've talked about it. If we had said to ourselves last September that if we made it to the Stanley Cup Finals and we were up 2-1, after 3 games, we would have been pretty happy, and that's what we are right now. You know, those games in Edmonton were close. They might have went either way, so we're happy where we are.
How's the ice? Same? Better?
Although he hadn't been dominating the scoring, he was still playing the way Wayne Gretzky normally does. But he made a statement in Game 4. 3 assists on the first 3 goals by Gretzky. I mean, what more does a guy have to do? And the final score is 4-1. And we're heading back to Edmonton. Happy campers. Thinking we're gonna win. After we arrive home from Game 4, a long flight from Philadelphia, and after having played what could have been the most crucial game of the series, not too many hours later, Grant's on the golf course.
2 goalies against 2 forwards. Who's up?
I mean, how relaxed does a guy have to be? Well, someone asked him, how could he possibly play 36 holes in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals? And his answer to that was, because there wasn't time to play 54. Grant Fuhr never complains about anything. The number of shots he faces, or the way he faces them, or the people in his crease. It really is tough to imagine anything bothering Grant Fuhr. Well, we were feeling very good about ourselves. We had probably our best game of the entire playoffs in Game 4 in Philadelphia. Coming home to our adoring fans, the scene was set. The parade was set. The civic reception was set. We were going to win the Stanley Cup in Game 5.
Gretzky's got it to center. Here's Gretzky in on the left side. He shoots the save rebound. Posar scores! Marty McSorley or Posar! 2-0.
And after Marty McSorley scored to make it 2-0 in the first period, the ending was written. We were almost there. And then the Flyers showed us something that we never thought they had. They came back to win the game 4-3. Back to Philadelphia for Game 6, which would be, as it turned out, the toughest game of the series. We could see it on their faces at the end of the game. We knew that the Flyers were for real, and we knew that they believed that they were for real.
Take 19, 3, 2, 1. Is Tonight the Night? I'm Lou Tilley. A special live report from the Spectrum tonight at 11.
So we are all set for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Championship Series. The Oilers lead the series 3 games to 2, a victory here in Philadelphia tonight, and they will win the Stanley Cup Final.
Here's Gretzky in behind the net. When they score! Kevin Lowe jams it into the net, and it's a 1-0 hockey game.
We couldn't have played any more discipline than we did in Game 6, so that was frightening.
The playoff, his second shorthanded goal of the playoff.
Well, we led the whole game,
Into the corner to Ekman.
and the Flyers tied it up on a Brian Propp power play goal midway through the third period. If you could anticipate the change in momentum, you'd certainly do something to prevent it. It just comes at you, it hits you all of a sudden. And by the time it hits you, it's like a tornado or a hurricane. It's hit you and it's passed and it's gone, and you can't do anything about it.
Say, Zessel over there, he's coming up, and I'm coming up, and they're throwing the 2 guys. Yeah.
Up the middle, a pass, trying to find Propp
And
again.
shortly
The Oilers
after,
to the point. Daniels out.
J.J. Daniels scored the winning goal. And the Spectrum erupted like it never has before. It's the morning of the 7th game of the Stanley Cup Final. Well, the only reason why anyone would get any sleep is because they were totally exhausted at that point, but it was like Christmas for a kid, jumping out of bed, knowing that today's a big day, knowing what's ahead of you. That it was the first 7th game of a Stanley Cup Final in 16 years, and it's only happened 6 times ever.
Fill in that on him. Come on, confident, baby. Hey, boys, we're all together up here. Fucking right, guys. Come on now. Come on, just start right now. Exactly it. Get in here, guys. Let the whole world against us. Let's show everybody. Good start. Everybody get in there right off the bat. Right off the bat. Here we go. Here we go, Blue. Come now. Come now. Come on, guys. Hold now.
It's a matter of pride or a matter of destiny. If it's talent, then